Hello, everyone. It is almost that summer shutdown for the art world, but before that happens, there are a few shows that are still in view that I want to see before the break. So, we're going to start the day at Ortazar Projects in Tribeca, which is a gallery I will say I haven't been to in a hot minute. But this is a show by the LA based artist Takako Yamaguchi, and I just thought it looked really intriguing. The exhibit consists of 10 of these seascapes, all of the same size, 60 by 40 inches. In general, Yamaguchi uses her works to challenge the concept of race neutral international modernism. And if you're like me and you didn't know what this was exactly, it is a movement that emerged during the early 20th century, particularly in Europe and the United States, that was, and I'm paraphrasing this, all about creating artworks that transcend cultural contexts and convey a sense of universalism. So, this is controversial because it can overlook the social, political, and historical contexts that really shape artistic expression, and it fails to address issues of representation and cultural diversity. So, to combat this, Yamaguchi is sure to include aesthetics of her local, national, and ethnic identity. And she includes elements in both European and Japanese landscapes in order to, quote, create a dialogue between aesthetic frameworks historically at odds. So, the next gallery we're going to visit is Loring Augustine, which is just a couple doors down from where we just were. This is an exhibit by Mark Handforth titled Half Sleep City, and it features a collection of new sculptures. So, Handforth is known for creating sculptures that are raw, and minimal, and have a deep sense of unconventional beauty. There's also elements of surrealism and Dadaism thanks to their whimsical scale. Another thing Handforth does is combine recognizable objects like these oversized burn matches with ambiguous, playful forms in order to, quote, offer new perspectives on familiar fixtures. The works are made from aluminum, and the colorful works specifically are covered in polyurethane paint. And this large work is made from aluminum like the others, but also has a bronze and copper coating. You can see off in the distance here on the right another Mark Handforth sculpture that's being presented as a part of the New York City Parks Art in the Parks program. The next stop of the day is to Grimm Gallery, and this is an exhibit by the Manchester-based artist Louise Giovanelli, who's known for using her paintings to explore, quote, zones or places of change where action occurs, focusing keenly on moments of spiritual transcendence. The exhibit is titled Soothsay, and most of the works in the show explore the concept of the, quote, mouth as a site of transformative possibility. At first glance, some of the images definitely appear erotic, and some of them are. They're being pulled from still images of a 1980s pornographic film. The woman featured in most of the works is actually being appropriated from a 1970s film where she is taking the Holy Communion. So, in pulling these similar images with different contexts, Giovanelli, quote, aims to further blur the divide between erotic and spiritual rapture. Definitely a bit of dark humor going on here. We're now heading around the corner to one of two Tribeca locations of James Cohen Gallery. This one is the 52 Walker location, which is right above 52 Walker Gallery that I've taken you all to before. This is an exhibit by Federico Herrero, who's known for creating these paintings comprised of brightly hued organic shapes. So the 9 works in this exhibit are Herrero's interpretations of not just physical urban and rural landscapes, but the emotions associated with them as well. Some examples of the sources that inspire him are, quote, unfinished buildings where flora claims a place, earthquakes, a silent garden, ferry trips, swimming pools, his studio, floods, and Costa Rican cities. Herrero says, quote, all the territories that I have known and experienced feed my work. And it's these works' abstracted nature that represents the fact that he's not capturing his subjects as they are, but how he processes and perceives them. We're now going to make our way into Soho, but first we're going to quickly pop into Rakowski 68, and I apologize ahead of time. I'm really not sure if it's the light or something on my camera, but these works are picking up a bit hazy. They are super vibrant and beautiful in person. So this is an exhibit of works by the Iranian artist Mariam Ivazi, and being a female in such a restrictive and repressive country, she uses her work as a means of escapism, as a place of freedom, which is visually evident. And I think there's a feeling of urgency in her work and a real skill in how she balances these figurative gestures with more organic washes and drips of paint. To create these compositions, she combines acrylic, oil pencils and paints, graphite, paper mache, as well as a variety of fabrics. Our final gallery show of the day is at Jeffrey Deitch's Grand Street location in Soho. And this is a show by Alexandre Diop titled Hoodrich that features a new series of works that, quote, pays homage to the inherent creativity, resourcefulness, code of conduct, and capacity to adapt of people inhabiting environments considered ghetto or labeled as inner city communities, often stereotypically associated with poverty, institutional racism, disenfranchisement, and marginalization. Diop is inspired by contemporary African realities, African experiences across Europe and the US, as well as trap and hip-hop music associated codes of conduct. And these large-scale paintings on panel and drawings explore the paradox and definitions of material wealth and associated status versus the creativity, capacity, and richness of values. Diop states that, quote, the term hood rich means that you made it, but it also connotates a remaining in the hood, albeit not geographically, but rather in terms of values and belief systems. My work goes beyond stereotypes and does not concern itself with an outsider's perspective. Instead, it forces you to respect the creativity and ability to adapt of any supposedly marginalized community that nevertheless creates value, meaning, and a true intellectual and tangible contribution to contemporary society. Diop is known for creating these highly texturized assemblages that are created from discarded and worthless objects. I feel like you can look at them for hours and still discover something new. It's quite extraordinary. And I'm going to end my day at McNally Jackson. This is one of my favorite New York bookstores. They moved into a new space in Soho, so I thought I would check it out, even though I will say their location in the Seaport is still my favorite. In general, they do a really excellent job, in my opinion, of curating various collections of books to read, and this store has a fairly expansive art book collection, which is right in the front, so that was a really nice surprise. If you're in New York and you're in Soho, I would definitely check it out. Thank you everyone for watching this video, and I will see you all in my next one.